Hey Eric, just finished packing up the Otari and the cart. Made a short video on how I disassembled the unit and also how I packed the equipment up. Should help you when you're reassembling it and also when you unpack the machine. So I'm gonna pull up that video quick. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is remove these two knobs on either end of the cart. They just unscrew. Okay, and next you at the bottom of on either one of the legs, you'll see these two caps. Behind those caps are two Allen screws. Remove those, two on either side. And you'll also see how I have the deck supported. It's just between two chairs, and try to get all the weight off the cart. It makes reassembly a lot easier. Okay, there's another picture of the cart is. Okay, once you have the legs removed, you'll see this disc that's covering up another access hole. There are four Allen screws you need to remove. Three of them are exposed. One of them is behind this little rubber bushing. And then the plate comes right off. And this is what the cart looks like when it's removed. Two legs, a brace that goes in between, and those two plates with the knobs on either side. And this is the Otari one. Got it disassembled. Again, another picture of the carts. I was going to pack it in the down in my shop, but decided to move it up to the garage. This is down in the shop. So I moved everything upstairs. Let me go back one picture up. I removed this screw that you see my fingers pointing at, and I moved it to the front of the machine because when I took off the brace, those four screws, I'd already had them packed up, and if I left left that screw out, that front end of that side panel would have been loose, and you could kind of pull it away from the machine. So I just put it in there just to bring the machine back to the frame, or excuse me, the side panel back to the frame tighter. Okay, and this is what the machine looks like sitting down. Put a plastic bag around it just to keep all the little particles and stuff from dropping inside. Then I put some wrap around it just so I could see what where the angles were on this machine. I set it on top of maybe a 5-inch piece of solid styrofoam to protect it when it's sitting inside the box, and wrapped it a little bit more just to define the unit. I've filled up some plastic bags with styrofoam. On this one I wrapped it on the front of the machine where the switches are, where the selector switches are, just to give it a little more protection there. Okay, then I flipped the machine over to its right side, and then I put a cushion on the rear of the machine. To the left, that's the rear of the machine. Put another thick piece of styrofoam there, and because the machine is angled, I put another piece down at the bottom portion of the machine so it could rest on that, and the top part would rest on the thicker styrofoam, so that way nothing's getting shifted around while it's inside the box. And so now I have it laying on its back, and that's probably the way that they're going to ship it most of the way. So I wanted to make sure that it had a lot of protection if they did just sit it up like that. Put on a couple more some side panels on either side, just in case the unit is put on its side. It's still got a 2-inch piece of styrofoam on either side, so it'll protect the unit if it does get put on its side. Okay, then put another piece of thick styrofoam on top of the that little bag of styrofoam pellets that I put on the switches. That's just to protect it if they do decide to put the box on the top of flip it over to the top. I hope they don't, but at least the machine will be protected if they do. Okay, on this picture I've got a piece of styrofoam down by the head block, and I put the reels, they're going to be in those boxes, on top of them. And then I'm putting some side panels on top of the other side panels, just to make the box more square. And then I put two more panels on the end. On this picture I've put some wrap around the styrofoam to make the padding more more square and more secure too. And this one I put some solid styrofoam between the VU meters and those reels that I placed in the box. We still got a little cavity back there on top of the reels, so I'm going to put a couple of more styrofoam bags of styrofoam pellets on top of that. And this, well, this is a little video, but I put 3 more of those 2-inch styrofoam panels on top of that machine. Oh, excuse me, on top of those other styrofoam pellets, and just to make the box more square and give it some a little more security, just in case, heaven forbid, they do flip it on its face. I'm going to put the label on this side on top, so if they did that, the label would be on the floor, and that's the last thing this is the one thing that I don't want them to do, is heaven forbid flip this thing over to where the label is on the ground. If it does happen, there's a lot of protection there, and it shouldn't be an issue. I just don't want that to happen though. Okay, so next I stood it up on this back again, and put some wrap around the styrofoam to pull it all in, make it as square as possible before I put it inside the box. Now I have it inside the box. Right here there's a little bit of space on the side, so I was able to wedge in a couple more styrofoam panels on this side. Just I don't want this thing wobbling around inside that container. It's very secure. Okay, I'm just folding down the top ends of the box. Okay, this is the cart before I packaged it up. This picture a little out of sequence. That's the box after I've sealed it up. And also, you can, if you look closely, you'll be able to make out an outline of the reel-to-reel. That's the way the unit is going to be inside the box when you get it. So if you lay it down like this, you'll be able to open up what's the top of the box and the bottom, and just push it out on either direction, and the unit will be facing up when you get it to your studio. And this is what the box will look like when it arrives. This is the cart before I packed it up, and this is the end product. So those are the 2 packages you're going to receive, Eric. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, so yeah, that's hopefully those things will get to you before the weekend. I'm going to ship them on Monday, so hopefully they'll be there by Friday. Thank you so much for choosing this machine, Eric. I know there are a lot of choices out there, man, and I really appreciate any kind of purchases people make from me from down here in the dungeon from my shop, man. I really do appreciate it. Looking forward to talking to you about the Secret Stash journey. I'm just fascinated I looked at the website and just fascinated the way you guys do things up there, man. And I want to learn more about that vinyl press that you had, or if you still have it, or whatever. I don't know anything about those machines, but I'm fascinated by what they do. But yeah, looking forward to talking to you, Eric. And again, thanks so much for choosing this machine.